Hello everyone. Welcome back to Record Store Days. You'll have to excuse me, I had to park in a kind of a precarious spot. Let's get arranged here. I got my coffee. I actually have a script for this one. This is the story of my friend Rat Boy. And like I said in part 1 of Record Store Days, I don't know any of these people's real names, and I have kind of a little bit of regret about that. But I use all these names with reverence because I do consider all of these people that I talk about very cool people. So today I want to talk about Rat Boy. This one's going to be a little bit longer because I had an emotional investment with Rat Boy. You'll have to I have to apologize. I thought I was prepared with my coffee, but I am not. And this cup of coffee is full. Oh my. The moon explodes. Yeah. And as always, the music that I'm playing is my music. It's called Astral Pop. You can hear it if you're watching this channel on YouTube. There's some of it on my channel, including this song that you're hearing right now. This is really precarious. Okay, thank you everyone for being here. Welcome back to Record Store Days. Like I said, I do have a script that I'm following for this one. This is about my friend Rat Boy. And when I say Rat Boy, it's the band Ratt. So R-A-T-T, the 80s kind of glam rock hair metal band, Ratt. So I'm going to be reading off of this a little bit, kind of using it as a script. If you'd like to read this, it's on my blog. I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. So when I worked at a used record store, I once got condescendingly asked, "Do you even know who Ratt is?" A guy who had 2 visible tattoos. They were magnificent, and I would like to tell you about them. This is the beginning. He came in around 11 o'clock one morning looking for the song Round and Round. On cassette! In a rather aggressive voice, he demanded. I was the only one in the shop at that moment because my coworkers had all gone out back to smoke a bowl, and I was straight edge at the time. Honestly, I was. I knew the song, and I figured that since this was 2002 and we only had one Ratt tape in the section, it would definitely be the one with the band's only hit on it. The store was packed and I was by myself, so I was trying to multitask the best I could. I happily led our friend over to the section, grabbed the tape, and handed it to him. I pointed out the listening station right behind us, and I said, "I'll be running the register right over there. So just holler if you need anything." So I turned and I went to do so. That's when I got my first good look at them. They were both front-facing portraits, kind of akin to mugshots. There was one on each shoulder, kind of front-facing, and our friend was wearing a denim vest with no shirt underneath, so it was very clear to me, the, vigilant record store employee, who this man had memorialized into his own flesh, these icons of music. On the right, in full hairdo, makeup and tongue extension, was Gene Simmons. On the left, looking more like an even more ornately beautiful ghost with dreadlocks than his real self, was Boy George. Our friend, our new friend, with no clear discrimination in taste, was happy for this opportunity to try before you buy. So I was on my way back to the register. He was at the listening station with his headphones on, and I was a better and more cultured version of myself than before my encounter with this unexpected and truly appreciated visitor. That's how it started for Rat Boy. This is the conclusion. So about 5 minutes later, my coworkers came back in. They got themselves together enough to come back front come back up front and do their fucking jobs. And I went back to my main task away from the register. Our friend comes back over to me. Pardon me. He has the tape in his hand. And he's pointing at it. I can't get this to be not in my hand without spilling. So he has the tape in one hand and he's pointing at it to accent words. And he comes over specifically to me and he goes, "Hey, this doesn't have my song on it." And he was tapping on the tape as he was... I was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry. Let me see what I can do for you. We might have some unprocessed backstock." And I was not lying. So I drop everything for this young man again, and I quickly make my way around him to go and check the backstock. And I was happy to do it because I was almost positive I had seen some hair rock and some glam rock stuff in there. So as I was going around him, he goes, "Do you even know who Ratt is?" And that emerges from his mouth, and we meet back at the front counter, and my patience was tested by that point, y'all. So I just blurted out, "Nah, man, check back though, because we see that one a lot." I didn't want to be rude to him, but I was done dealing with him. And I was telling the truth. We didn't have it. So he walks out, empty-handed and in a huff. Along the way, I'm sorry. Along the way, my coworker, who's now at the register, he's high as fuck. He notices the guy's tattoos and he goes, "Nice ink, man." So our unexpected visitor friend did a rather rude thing at this point and he flipped off my coworker. To which he said, "Geez, what's with Rat Boy?" And that was probably the last thing Rat Boy heard as he left the store that morning. We never saw Rat Boy again. However, dearest listener, I have a confession to make. And I also have a confession about my confession, and they are: I wanted very much to have another unexpected visit from Rat Boy. I thought of him as a kindred spirit, because I knew the inner conflict that arises from liking such broad contrasts in equal measure, and I was also not interested in explaining myself whatsoever. I like James Brown and The Cure, Joni Mitchell and Janet, damn it. These were all the same thing to me, classic. I wanted another visit from Rat Boy so much that as soon as I saw another copy of the tape with Round and Round come through, I put it in my section of the employee holds. And if you've ever worked in a record store like that, you know that employee holds don't get fucked with. So I was ready when that guy came back into the store. I knew who Ratt was. I knew how important they were to him. We never saw him again in the store, but years later, after I stopped working at that store and I had a different job and I had moved on in life, I saw our friend Rat Boy riding the bus. And our friend Rat Boy had a female companion. And our friend Rat Boy was extremely happy to be there. I wanted so much to go up and talk to Rat Boy in that moment, but I figured I should just be a pleasant observer at that point. So that's what I was. That's the story of Rat Boy. All of my coworkers, I mean, that interaction became legendary in the store. And they talked about Rat Boy for years and years after that. I don't think that man ever set foot in that store ever again. But with one interaction, maybe 20 minutes, he became a legend to us. They were making fun of him. I thought he was cool because he had Gene Simmons and fucking Boy George. What a legend. What an absolute fucking legend. Shout out Rat Boy. Shout out Rat Boy. And I was so happy to see him on the bus. He was so enamored with his female companion. And she was very happy to be with him, I could tell. Anyway, thank you for listening. That's Record Store Days 2. Part 3, we're going to come back with something extra silly. Thanks for listening.